What a nice day at the backyard golf course. I have some extra water going down on this Kentucky Bluegrass sod that I installed yesterday. Over there you can see a green haze. That is 2-week-old Kentucky Bluegrass that is just germinated and starting to take off. But we are going way down there, and that is my 1-month-old Kentucky Bluegrass, and today I'm going to mow it for the first time. We got into a lot of grass seed planting in the last month. Over there, that one's just a few days old. That's definitely a couple weeks from greening up. This fairway area, it's 1 year old. It is predominantly Kentucky Bluegrass, starting to look good as it enters its second year. But here is the Kentucky Bluegrass that is now 4 weeks old. And there's some perennial ryegrass in there, about 25% champion perennial ryegrass. It's up tall now. I want to reel mow this at 3/4 of an inch. And this is new. It must have happened last night. Something has dug up this snapping turtle nest. If you remember a couple weeks ago, just over there, I had at least 30 snapping turtles come out of the ground and hatch right in front of me when I was working on the lawn. So I'll have to fix that up. Kind of sad, but I guess that is nature. And look over there, that creeping bentgrass 007 XL. These two golf greens are now almost officially 1 year old. And they're looking really good. This stuff is so nice. That creeping bentgrass just gets tighter and tighter and tighter as it grows and spreads. But enough about the greens. We're gonna go over and hit that Kentucky Bluegrass right now. Crazy to think what this looked like a month ago. That perennial ryegrass is up pretty high and the bluegrass is kicking off behind it. This should be really full here in a month. I've got some broadleaf weeds in there. I'm not too worried about that. Most of that stuff is annuals. If we keep it mowed, it's not going to go to seed. It's real late in the year. They probably won't be around next year, and I can take care of it next year when this turf is more mature. I don't want to be doing any spraying on this. It's way too young. Well, not the prettiest mow, but it's a mow nonetheless. That is 1 month old tomorrow, this Kentucky Bluegrass. It's 75% Everest Kentucky Bluegrass, 25% Champion perennial ryegrass. And that perennial ryegrass, I've never really grown it before because I'm in such a cold climate, it probably won't even survive the winter. But I can see the light reflection off the blades of grass of the perennial ryegrass. I've always read about that. It really does shine. This is a Toro 3100D. It's a very old mower. It's over 20 years old. It's a heavy mower, so I had to go slow there. I couldn't really turn a lot because my soil's still soft. Once you start cutting your grass, it'll signal some spreading to the system of the plant. That's my plan. Every maybe 3 days, I'm gonna mow this just to push that side growth now. I don't need much top growth. I want that grass plant to branch out. Time to get to a job that I've been wanting to do all summer. These hitting mats that I've had down in a lot of the tee box areas, they really just are light foam rubber with the green fake turf on top. Not the prettiest thing ever, but for my small tee boxes with every shot is a wedge shot or a high iron shot. So lots of damage to turf. So I want to have these mats down as an option. If you really want to hit off the grass, you can. I think we're at the point now where the bluegrass is maturing enough where it can repair itself and take some hits off of the turf. These are just those Amazon mats, the best ones I can find there. They're not bad, but you can see they're starting to delaminate a little bit, puff up, and then your club kind of gets caught in them. So I really should have hooked up with a driving range mat company, bought a better, higher grade mat right off the get-go, but I'm too far into it now and there's still some golf season left. So I just want to get these sunk in the dirt. I think that's going to help out a lot if I can get these firm onto the ground instead of them being floppy here on top. I'm hoping this is the last mat I have to buy this season. I'm going to put it here because this really is one of the best shots in the yard. The house is right here, so you can walk out 20 steps, hit some balls. It takes a beating here, so I'm going to actually replace this one, move it to a quieter area, and this style of mat seems to be the best one that I can find online. This style has a tighter knit to it. It seems to be easier to hit off of and it's lasting longer. I've had one over there for a while and I like it. This kind of goofy ball tray I wish was just green turf across instead of it, but it is what it is. If you want to put some balls down, they just sit there and you can pull one across and hit. Of course, I should have left this in the sun all day because they are tough to flatten out, but once the sun and the heat gets to them, they do lay down nicely. I've got the mat lined up where I want it. There's still lots of room around here if you do want to hit off of the real grass. And now I'm going to take one of my favorite old shovels and just cut around here. I'm hoping I can pull these out pretty easy. I'm going to use them somewhere else. I've got some washout in some high water spots, so this is great. We've grown our own sod less than a year. That went better than I thought. It's actually therapeutic pulling this sod up. Just cut into the soil gently on the right angle, and it just pops up. That is pretty awesome. So this is an Everest Kentucky Bluegrass monostand. All I planted was Everest 100%. So that is what that looks like after almost a year. I remember reading the tech sheet when I was looking over Everest, trying to figure out what I was going to plant here, and it had such a high tear strength, which I guess is a big deal in the sod industry. I think University of Nebraska tested it at 148 pounds tear strength. Not sure how you do that, but it's a pretty tough grass. Here we got a look at my nice dark topsoil. Love this stuff. Haven't seen it in a while. It's been about 11 and a half months since this was seeded. It was bare topsoil here. So I think I'm just going to level this off and put a little bit of sand down. I don't want to use any gravel or anything that packs too hard, because this may go to full turf here. If I can hold up to the club damage, I might go back to full turf here someday. Good in width. Oh, that's pretty good. I might have to trim a little bit of this end. That looks pretty good, even though it's been in that box too long. It will flatten out by tomorrow. It'll look a lot better when this corner is sitting down flat. The really nice thing is that it's now locked in the turf. There was always some slight movement in your swing when it was sitting on top of the grass, so love the feeling now. There is 3 more T-mats to put down out there into the existing bluegrass. So I'm gonna do that in the next couple days, and I guess here I'm gonna try a golf shot. Haven't had a lot of luck hitting live golf shots here on camera with no warm-ups. I'm gonna go in socks. I haven't had a lot of luck in boots or really shoes or anything, so we're gonna change things up here. Try to put one on that green down there. We're 117 yards from here. No warm-up. Like I said, my track record has not been great. I will say that feels pretty good. I'll take a few practice swings this time. Oh, yeah. Oh, maybe. I'm just short of the green. I'm gonna blame that on the wind, even though the flags were clearly not blowing. Gonna finish the hole. Pretty sure I can bogey that. Finally hits a par on camera. I've got a deep tee box there to do and sink into the ground. There's a nice one up on that clubhouse ridge there. That can come this way short, still a difficult enough shot. And then you're going over the pond down to the home flag. And then I have a small one up there that's a really cool shot too. Short both ways, but difficult because you're elevated. Before I get to those other tee boxes, I want to fertilize basically this entire property. It's due time. I haven't done the main fairway in 4 weeks probably. We've had almost no rain. Today looks dark and dreary. It's supposed to rain. It just never really does. It's like a misty drizzle. You can see the difference here. That is irrigation on my nice green Kentucky Bluegrass perennial ryegrass lawn. This is the same seed sowing that we did, and I have almost nothing here. We got 1 rain early on, and that perennial ryegrass took off, and the bluegrass really is just sitting barely germinated. So hoping for some rain, and that's why I want to get down a fertilizer on this. I'm shooting for 3 pounds per 1,000 square feet. I think I have enough fertilizer left over to apply to this plot. This is our second plot that is 2 weeks behind that one. Coming in nicely. We've got all that Kentucky Bluegrass up now, growing well. This has just had the starter fertilizer about 10 days ago. I put it on late so that I wouldn't lose it down the hill in a hard rain. And now it's time for some nitrogen. And this is the third plot that we did. This is about 10 days old now. I don't have a lot of germination. Even that 25% perennial ryegrass hasn't really popped up. This plot is pretty much on its own. It needs rain and we haven't had it. So that is all the new grass now fertilized. We'll be good for a few weeks for sure. I want to see that grow and fill in. But what I want to go to now is the main fairway. That's almost a year old. I haven't loved the color of that bluegrass. I thought maybe I was running a little bit dry. It has been a dry couple months here. So I upped the sprinklers the last maybe 10 days or so. I don't know, it just doesn't look right. Maybe need some more food. So I'm going to take a look and I think I'll put down some more granular. I only got half of the application down last night, so I had to come out this morning and put down the second half. I like to go two different ways here. By doing that cross pattern, you ensure that you don't miss any areas. It's a really nice even coverage. We've had heavy dew now the last couple weeks every morning, and that's half of my battle here with this rust on the bluegrass. My grass is wet often. You can see the morning dew in the sunlight and you can see my tracks from that spreader, and that dew is my problem. The grass is staying wet too long. The greens almost appear white in the morning. There's so much dew this time of year, so I am definitely going to just back off of the irrigation. I'm going to water heavily right now. The sun's up, it's going to dry out here in a couple hours, but I want to drive that fertilizer in, number one. And then from here on out, I'm going to check the moisture in the soil a little bit better and only water in the early mornings when the sun can dry it out. No evening watering right now. I have to get this bluegrass dry. I've been trying to get the time to mow every morning when it's heavy dew just to remove that dew. And it's Friday today, so I like to do a double mow, get ready for the weekend, play some golf here. It always amazes me how much grass comes off on that second pass when I do double cut. I don't do it that often, but it really does clean it up so much nicer than just a single pass. This bent grass is days away from its 1-year anniversary. I didn't know what to expect when I started this project a year and a little bit ago, but this is just so good. This actually looks like a legitimate, actual, true putting green. Back into the tee box finalization here. I want to get more mats in the ground, and this is a nice one. It's right at the clubhouse here. It goes both ways, and with a wide lens I can actually get both greens in the same shot here to show you what's going on. This is a great shot. I love it. One of my favorite ones. 80 yards exactly, got to get over the pond. Shouldn't be a problem, but you never know. And then the nice thing with this mat is it can go both ways. I'm on a quest here to get 18 individual holes to play around a golf, and I'm gonna have to have a couple short ones. Another tee box complete. Nice working with that sand. It's easy to level, easy to shape, and it feels really good under the feet. These are nice and firm now. I want to be able to mow the grass around. As this grass grows in tighter and tighter, I want to be able to just mow right over this mat. I don't even know it's there. This is our Kentucky Bluegrass perennial ryegrass mix that is almost 6 weeks old. Really strong root growth. I can hold this together like sod. It came out of there better than I thought at only 5.5 weeks old. And now for the test drive, I'm going to go to the short green first as a warm-up. This is an interesting tee box. I always had this mat lying here just in the bare topsoil all summer. We have the little pump house, garden shed, clubhouse that I like to call it. We got some electricity in there, so I have a camera on the post here, and I've had it out all summer. And I will say the foxes love this tee box. Every time I'd put it down, the foxes would come out at night, and I don't know what it is with maybe the smell on this stuff or what, or they could smell us from playing on it, but they'd play around here. Super cool little guys. They've been here longer than we have, and they continue to just use this place as their own. The easier one first, I shouldn't say that, but it's the short one, about 38 yards. Here we go, something close. Get down. Gonna take it. Now for the longer one, I'm going to go with the 56. We've got some wind picking up coming down the river, not making excuses yet, but I always like to bake one in. This is a fun little shot over the pond this way, and earlier in the year, a friend of mine came over. We were gonna hit some balls around one evening, and he got here before me. He was warming up on this mat, and he actually launched one and hit the house. Still not sure how he did it with a 60 degree. And after I remembered, I had the camera on the post here. So I looked back, we all laughed, everybody got it in a group text. The first time the house got hit, hilarious reaction as he just launches one, watches it go. You can hear the roof. And then he just waves and drove home. I came home and nobody was here. I wondered what was happening and sent him a text, and he said, I hit the house and left. So that'll always be remembered. Hopefully not too many house shots. That's my biggest worry with our tee boxes back on this end here. Going to the house, a little worried, but I really wanted to do 2 greens here where it wasn't just a driving range where you were hitting balls out and then having to go pick them up. So that's the plan. I'm gonna hopefully not hit the house here now. All right, here we go. I'm taking the microphone off. This is serious. No, not enough. It's there. Not sure what hole number that's going to be. I haven't figured out the routing of the course yet. All right, next tee box up this hill. So from here, we'll go up on this ridge, and this is another nice tee shot. It's one that can go both ways, back towards this green, and then you have a longer shot to that green. Got to get over the bunker. I really like this shot, and I know I keep saying that, but we're fortunate to have some nice tee shots here. This is our most raised area. This is the highest point of bluegrass growing on the fairway. So we've got 65 yards to that green. You got to get over the bunker. It's a tough pin location today. Not sure who put that there. And then going back towards the house, it's 45 yards. Again, got to get over some of those mounds. Nice little short shots on this one. Another nice firm sand base. It's nice and level. This mat's all wacky because it's been lying on those rocks for 3 months here in the sun this summer. So it's going to take a little bit of time to flatten out. All right, time for my punishment. Another shot. We've got 65 yards. We are raised up here, so it's going to probably play a little shorter than that. Going with the 60. I've had some bad ones up here. I'm gonna take that. I'm not getting greedy. The short hole from this tee, 45 yards. I think there's only one more tee box to cut into the topsoil, but it is way down. This box is way back. I actually had some topsoil and some bluegrass growing here 5 years ago. It was one of those 3 original tee box locations that I just kind of walked around here and saw in my head. So nice to come back to it here at the end. But you've seen me prep these mats enough times now, so we're just going to fast forward into the future. And we are back. It's been a couple days. I've got the mat in. It is flush to the soil. It looks good. This is officially, by 1 yard, our longest shot here at the backyard golf course, 127 yards. However, most days, just like today, we have a wind coming down the river. It's a bit of a valley here. This is a wind tunnel, and it makes this hole play a lot longer. On a day with no wind at 127 yards, I am pushing a full pitching wedge just to get down to the front edge of that green. So today with the wind, I'm gonna go 9-iron, see if I can get there. Here we go. That's actually on the green. I did not expect that. I'm feeling good, going to hit a couple. On the green. Well, the 9-iron was hot this morning. Did not expect that. Only hit 3 balls, and I didn't even cheat. 3 balls, 2 on the green, 1 bounced over the green. Happy with that. There's no chance I'm hitting any more here because it's going to go downhill from there. I think that's going to be a fun tee box. We've got this, look at this bluegrass here, that mound of grass all up through here. That's only 5 weeks old. I might have said it was 6 weeks old. I checked my pictures. That's only 5 weeks old right now. Looks so good. I've mowed it twice already. The greens are looking sweet. I've got those down pretty low. I'm going to start to raise that height of cut now as we enter the cooler weather. Let that grass just get settled in here before winter. Don't even want to say that word, but it's unfortunately coming. And the 1-year-old bluegrass on the fairway, it's looking really nice. I fertilized it a few days back, and it has definitely liked that fertilizer. It was hungry, it was talking to me. It was light green in color. I should have acted a bit sooner, but it looks a lot better right now. And as we get up to the green, that's 2 decent shots for me. I'm gonna take those every day of the week. I don't want to talk about that spot. Did that this morning. Not going to talk about that. I'm not a real serious golf guy, so not sure what the rulings are when you hit your ball into the middle of some decorative landscape. My inability to hit a putt on camera is becoming a storyline. I don't think it has anything to do with the camera. I think it's mostly because I'm not a very good putter. However, when you build a backyard golf course, there's probably only a certain amount of time where you can use the excuse that you're not a good putter. I have to get better here. Here we go. Oh my. Oh, I'll take it. Better actually take a look at this. There is some lumps and bumps in this. I remember last year when I was making this green, I wanted to make a flat one and a crazy one. That one is definitely crazy. It's up and down. This one, you think you can make something kind of flat, but it is not. There's some lumps and bumps in it too, which makes it fun. All right, make me look good here. Ooh, I don't like that. That's about how I putt. It is really cool to see the breaks come alive now. You get a lot of ball movement now that I'm mowing a lot shorter. Well, that was a lot of fun. We've got those tee boxes in the ground. They're flush to the ground. Really nice to hit off of. I can mow grass over them. Really happy with that. Got a lot of looks now, a lot of lines, a lot of angles at these two greens, and all of a sudden we can play a lot of golf here. There's quite a few holes going on. Up next, I got to do some mowing here. This rough around the pond, I got to get the huge mower out for that. The new plots are ready for another mowing. This one, it's first time. And my most exciting part here that I think almost this summer, which is a big statement and I get it, but I'm going to finally define the fairway from the rough. I've been mowing that at 3/4 of an inch with a reel mower all summer, just trying to push that growth, get that turf to spread out. I want to get some nice cool curves on that fairway, grow that rough out long, make it nasty. When my buddies come over, they're gonna have some trouble in the rough here. So thanks for watching this one. We'll be getting all of the mowers out to give this course the final shaping.